Hello there, White Sox fans. I hope everybody is having a good start to their 2022 year. Looking forward to being able to say season, but so far just a year. Excited to look back at August and see what White Sox players are doing well, who picked who, and of course, maybe most importantly, watch some highlights, see some baseball action again. The highest of the highlights. It was a fun month of White Sox baseball. First and foremost, most importantly of all, Minnie Minoso is a Hall of Famer. How wonderful is that? It's long overdue. I hate it when voters don't get guys in and then they pass away and then veterans committees induct them later. It's a shame Minnie Minoso didn't survive long enough to be able to make a speech at Cooperstown, but he is taking his much-deserved place in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So that is a wonderful story, even though it's a little bit bittersweet. And very fittingly that I can say this in the same video is that Oscar Colas is finally officially a member of the Chicago White Sox. He is a guy that had an agreement in place to join the White Sox about a year ago. But with the delays and the messing around of the schedules with the international signings, he had to wait a whole year before he could officially sign, which kind of left him open to sign anywhere. And he is a very highly regarded international prospect. I don't know what his last year was like. I don't know where he was playing. And the years prior to that, he was in Japan after having left Cuba, fled Cuba, and establishing a residency elsewhere. But yeah, I'm not really sure where he played at all in 2021. I'm guessing he didn't play professional ball, but was he doing some training just on his own, maybe with the White Sox supervision? I don't really know. But anyway, whatever the case, it's going to be really fun to see him in the outfield, perhaps even alongside Yoelqui Cespedes. The White Sox don't have the flashiest farm system anymore because so many of their studs are currently with the major league team, but there are still some really intriguing prospects in the minor leagues. So I would hope I can get out to North Carolina and see a game in Charlotte this year. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, is this dude ever gonna make another video? What is going on? What is taking so long? And I want to share that I was really hoping to put a couple of these videos together between Christmas and New Year's. And my big grand design in my head was that on New Year's Eve, maybe earlier in the day before it would interrupt anybody else's celebrations, would be to announce who the top 10 winners are in the Pick to Click contest, which meant I would have to do a lot of editing between Christmas and New Year's. And I was really excited and amped up to do that. And then I got super sick and was completely sick until, well, you can probably still hear it in my voice. It's been a rough start to 2022 for me, but I am much better than I have felt at any point over the last several weeks. But you know what? There is no better medicine than the following. Let's talk baseball. August started with a series against Kansas City and a great series at Wrigley Field. And during that same time, it was the first time Cleveland went from an outside challenger to straight up an afterthought. They fell under 500 at the beginning of August. Andrew Vaughn led the way with a .375 batting average. Eloy was looking sharp coming off the injured list with a .318 average. Abreu, Tim Anderson, all doing well. Cesar Hernandez in his first week with the White Sox held his own and really did what we brought him on for. When you look at on-base plus slugging, Vaughn and Eloy really were strong. And look at that, Cesar Hernandez with a .950 on-base plus slugging. Abreu, TA, and Eloy right up there with hits, with total hits. Eloy racking up a ton of doubles. Abreu with 3 home runs, Vaughn, Eloy. Cesar Hernandez, I think, only had 2 home runs in his entire time with the White Sox, but he made them count against the Cubs. We have to remember that this is a time that Yasmani Grandal was injured, so Sebi Zavala was getting a lot of playing time, and he was making the most of his opportunities here. Adam Engel was a perfect 3 for 3 in steal attempts. The best of the best was Andrew Vaughn, as you would assume from the stats we just saw. 1,250 on base plus slugging, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Eloy, again, just coming back with a vengeance, of course, against the Cubs. .318 average, 1,100 on base plus slugging. And of Eloy's 7 hits, only 1 was a single. And the power numbers were certainly there for Jose Abreu. Only one person, Kevin N., picked Andrew Vaughn, and he got rewarded for it. A lot of us were wishing Eloy good luck. Surprisingly, only 3 people picked Jose Abreu, but they were rewarded. A lot of us were really trying to welcome Cesar Hernandez to the team and picked him. He did well, but not good enough on this very offensively charged week.
Fly ball out into deep left center. Wisdom at the track. It's gone! A home run! 3-0. 2 days, 2 homers for Cesar.
A milestone home run because it's his 20th of the year, giving him 50 driven in.
The next week saw the most celebrated game of the year. It was the Field of Dreams game. But before that could happen, there was another milestone, which was the return of Luis Robert. La Pantera was back patrolling the outfield for the White Sox. Jose Abreu was on fire, as was Eloy Still, both batting over 400. Tim Anderson with some robust numbers. Luis coming back, batted 300. A drop-off for Vaughn, and really the rest of the team did not do so great. But Abreu, Eloy, TA, Luis, and even Vaughn did carry the team. Pito and Eloy led the way with hits, with Tim Anderson right behind him. Abreu 3 doubles, Luis with 2. Again, no triples for anyone. I think this was the 3rd week in a row at the time. Home runs, 3 from Abreu and Eloy, 2 from Tim Anderson, 1 more memorable than the other. RBIs, Eloy broke double digits with 10, Tim Anderson with 6, and no stolen base attempts. Leading the way this time around was Eloy with that .417 batting average, 1,200 on base plus slugging, 10 hits, 10 RBI, unbelievable. Tim Anderson batted .360, but with a 1,000 on base plus slugging. And welcome back from the injured list, Luis with a .300 batting average, on base plus slugging, pushing .900. Wow, this week was wild. So many people picked it right, picked Eloy Jimenez, including myself, which makes it really rare. Tim Anderson, not only did he earn Mike Luczek, Channing J, Adam Budig, and Kevin N 9 points for finishing in second, but he also hit that big walk-off home run, so that's another 3 points. Effectively a huge tie for first place this week. And those who were excited to see Luis come off the injured list were rewarded with a 3rd place finish. Only 4 separate players were selected, which means only a couple people did not finish in the top 3, but hey, at least they got those participation points. Before we get to the highlights, I want to thank Paul, who you may know and recognize in the comments as PRNDL, and his daughter Trisha. They attended the game and sent me these photos and videos from Dyersville. Wow, I wish I could have been there, but this was a day that I still will remember forever. What a fun game this was to watch. And as we do get into the highlights, we know that we are going to see that Tim Anderson walk-off home run a million times in our lives, and probably see that first home run ever hit in Iowa. That was Jose Abreu's laser beam line drive over the left field wall. We'll see that a million times in our lives too. So I'm going to show you some of the lesser celebrated highlights, which includes a bomb home run off the bat of Seby Zavala and Craig Kimbrell really having a great outing. And hey, because I made you all wait so long for this video, I'll be putting in more than one highlight per week. So you will see some highlights from Dyersville, but some highlights also from this series against the Twins. And once again, thanks Paul and Trisha for taking and sharing these photos. Really a special moment. Thanks for sharing it with all of us. And here you go, a throwback, because this was a return trip for Paul and Trisha.
Hits this one well to center. Cave looks up, and Jimenez does it again. How's this for a first inning? It is 3-0 Sox in Minnesota.
This is up in the strike zone. It's a slider. It doesn't slide until it slides on out of the ballpark. And this one is taken way back in center field. Cave just looks up. He realizes, well, how far can that go? It can go almost into the mezzanine in center field.
He's been unreal. 2-2 is in for strike 3, 1 away. How about that? A strikeout on high heat at 94 and back-to-back strikeouts. 2 out here in the first inning for New York. 2 on, 2 out, and here's one down the right field line. At the wall, it is gone. And right on cue, Jimenez goes the opposite way. A 3-run shot, and the White Sox are back on top. The hottest hitter in the major leagues right now. Hits for the White Sox. Here's Zavala flying one into right. Back at the wall. It is gone.
Wow, this stadium is working perfectly.
2-run shot into right.
If you're a hitter.
And it's 7-3 White Sox here in the 4th. Luke Voit waits and takes it right down the chute. Struck him out at 100 miles per hour. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip hung on to by the catcher Zavala in 1979. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. And that ends the inning.
Week 3 in August, at a time when the White Sox were playing a ton of above 500 playoff-bound teams. They did great, going 3-1 against the Oakland A's, and then played a really tough series in Tampa Bay against the Rays, falling to 1-2 in that series. Overall, just 1 game over 500, and overall just 1 positive run scored versus run allowed. Luis was still hot, batting close to 400. Danny Mendick in limited action did very well as well. Tim Anderson was hot. Yoan Moncada, who had been scuffling a lot lately, finally turned it on. Tim Anderson again with a 1,000 on base plus slugging. Yoan Moncada was right behind him with Luis on his heels. Hits were more spread out this time around. Luis with 9, Yoan 8, Tim Anderson and Eloy with 7. Yo-Yo and Eloy were the only people with multiple doubles on the week. Finally, the White Sox hit a triple. It was done by none other than Tim Anderson. Nobody hit multiple home runs either. So Tim Anderson, Abreu, Vaughn, Zavala, Luis, and Yoan all had 1. The runs were very well spread out among the whole team as well. Runs batted in, Abreu led the way with 6, Eloy with 5. And steals, Hernandez, Goodwin, Luis, and Tim Anderson were a perfect 1-for-1. Tim Anderson, again, crazily 2 weeks in a row with an exactly 1,000 on-base plus slugging, 1 home run, 1 triple. Great to see Yoan come out of his slump with a .333 average, nearly 1,000 on-base plus slugging, 2 doubles and a homer, and then Luis still hot. I'm going to go ahead and call that a tie for second. So we'll have no third place, but 2 second places because his on-base plus slugging was less, but his batting average was higher than Yoan's. He had 1 more hit. Really, it's just too close between these two. It was wild how few people picked Tim Anderson this time. They were rewarded well. Also, surprising that anybody picked Yoan Moncada with as much as he was struggling, but they were rewarded for picking him. Then all the people that were riding the hot bat in Luis were rewarded as well. Eloy really dropped off, and, well, I took a swing and I missed picking Cesar Hernandez. And, of course, Jose seemed like a good pick. He was hot as well, but he definitely cooled off during this week.
The 3-1, bounce to first, fair ball. Abreu's going to go to the bag. Smart play. 2 down. Robert in center. Nice work. He got it. 2 down. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hendricks strikes out the side.
The final full week in August saw the White Sox go 4-3 overall, splitting a 4-game set with the Blue Jays before coming home to host the Cubs in a series that the White Sox won. Also important in this week is that Yasmani Grandal returned with a vengeance. We did not know he was going to come back. He came back in the middle of the week, so nobody was able to pick him, but wow, he would have been an interesting selection. The White Sox outscored the Cubs 30-21 in this 3-game series, which is even more impressive when you consider that the one game the White Sox lost, they lost 7-0. So the White Sox scored 30 runs in their 2 wins. Lots of offense. Leading the way was the returning Yasmani Grandal, who batted .500 in his 14 plate appearances. Luis, .440. Yoan still hot, over .400. Abreu pushing .400. Unbelievable how hot these guys were getting. However, you see Eloy down to about .200 and Vaughn way below that even. On base plus slugging in a smaller sample size, Yasmani was at about 1,900. Luis, 1,400, Abreu over 1,000, Yoan over 900. And then sadly you see Vaughn down there around 400. Hits, Luis and Abreu each with 11, Yoan with 9. Abreu with 3 doubles, Luis and Tim Anderson each had 2. Going back to no triples again. And then 3 home runs apiece for Yasmani and Luis, 2 apiece for Abreu and Eloy. Luis was getting on base so much, sometimes even driving in himself. He led the way with 9 runs scored. Yasmani led the way with 10 RBI. Abreu right behind him with 9. Leury Garcia was a perfect 2-for-2 in steal attempts, and he did it in 1 time on the bases. You'll see that highlight soon. Luis takes the cake with first place here with those sick video game numbers. Abreu, equally crazy numbers in second place. As you see, Yasmani Grandal would have earned third place had anybody picked him, but instead that goes to Yoan Moncada, who comes in at third. Luis appropriately had a good number of people select him. After an off week, not too many people picked Abreu, but those who did earned 9 points. Moncada staying hot helped a lot of our participants. However, Eloy and Vaughn dropping out, not so much. So we will just go out with some highlights. Thanks for watching. I will be back soon with more videos of the September updates and a couple other fun treats I have in store.
0-2. In, throw down at second base, and Garcia takes second. Good jump by Leury Garcia for a stolen base with 2 out with a fresh count as well.
Correct.
He nearly got hit there, 2-2.
And
he took third.
Yep.
How about that?
He's a sneaky guy.
Well, he just wanted to see Super Joe, I think.
Robert just massacres this ball. There is no chance it is gone.
told you about.
Gave it a run, Steve. There was no opportunity. 1-0.
Came on 2-0-3-1. Ford home run replay, and Luis got most of it. We told you that the hitting was there and the power will come. Well, for Luis, the power is going to start to come from here on out.
Robert to drive, left field. Luis Robert does it one more time.
He's got a pretty good idea. It's going out of the park. And out of the park it sails.
High in the air, deep right field. I believe he's going to touch the plate, Steve.
Well, if he misses the plate, he hits for the cycle.
That is an 8 RBI night on his return from rehab.
Unbelievable. Well, without a sense of history, he touched the plate and hits his second home run. He gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate, knows he got every bit of it. And Rodriguez isn't the happiest man in the park, and justifiably so. This will be a night to remember for his entire career.